Really bad. I mean, that is basically unplayable. Yeah, that's great. That's really nice. How to fix Forza Motorsport on a wheel, the force feedback, the wheel settings. We're going to do it in this video. I'm not starting off here with some sort of like amazing solution off the bat. I want to make that clear. I'm going to show you during this video what I'm going to do to make things better and go through all of the settings. So I want to have, I'll get the car out and I'll just spray pause. I want to have force feedback. This is how I like my force feedback. When I'm driving along, I want to have a little bit of resistance. I want to feel the road. I don't have too heavy resistance. I want to have a little bit of resistance when I turn in. And then I want to be able to have very progressive force feedback through a corner that enables me to get and hold a slip angle. So that's what I want. I don't want crazy force feedback going over curbs. I don't want really harsh force feedback. I want that smooth zone where I can find the limit of grip and then sort of just try and be on that limit just a little bit beyond. And at the moment in Forza, I just don't have that. So I'm in a front-wheel drive touring car here at Hakone. So right now I've got no force feedback. There is no... Hang on, there we go. I've got no force feedback now. And then when I turn in the front-wheel drive cars, they're very... I've got no force feedback now. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, I'm not having the tyres there. You can imagine in real life... You get so much feedback from the tyres when you're sliding, but there's, for some reason, there's absolutely nothing. Let's let this guy go. Very busy track here. So, and then when I gear shift, I get a massive jolt of force feedback. When I go over curbs, I get a massive jolt of force feedback. It's not smooth. It's very, very, very heavy, and it differs massively from car to car. So we're coming in here. It's really bad. It's really bad. So I'm showing you what I've got already. These are like settings that I've just changed and changed and changed and changed. And because you can't save a preset here, it's really annoying. Now, what I'm definitely not going to change, I'm not going to change my steering axis, my acceleration axis, and my brake axis. Not going to change them at all. So vibration scale, I'm going to put that up to 100 now and see if that gives me anything, just more standard vibration. Let's see. And there's a definite sort of dead zone in the middle, but I'd say I am getting a little bit more force feedback now when I'm doing the initial turn-in. It's very light there, like no changes in the force feedback. But that change already feels better. I feel like I'm getting more detail. And therefore I can feel into what the car's gonna do, which I couldn't do before. Let's keep going. I'm gonna keep talking. You see here, like, you get these very hard moments of force feedback still, so we need to sort that out. But now I'm getting some progression through the turn. Before, when there was nothing, now I'm actually getting something. So I can start to feel it. So this is better. That's better already. So maybe the vibration, you want to have it really all the way up to bring out that detail. So for me, I'm going to think about that like a detail thing. Force feedback scale, I'm just going to set that and I'm going to do it in my Moser software. My Moser one, all I have at the moment is 50% of the 16 Newton meter torque. So it's basically doing 8, it should be. Steering alignment, adjust the amount of steering used to automatically correct the direction of travel. Let's just whack this up to 200. So it was at 100, see what happens. Okay, now the steering is very heavy. Very heavy. I mean, this is like... Super, super, super heavy. And it's so heavy, there's no granularity. It's just equally heavy all the way through. And I still have this sort of like loose moment in the middle, and then I have some knocking. Very dangerous to do that, by the way. Genuinely don't try that at home. I don't want anyone getting hurt. So I'm going to put that, and now I'm going to do it at 0, and I wonder if I'm going to have basically no force feedback on the road. Let's see. Yeah, there's basically no force feedback on the road. What about the curbs? So I'm getting no resistance. So this is one that you want to balance. I feel like the heavier you make it, the less detail you get. So I'm actually going to bring this down to 50, and that might be one that we do at the end, essentially. So I'm bringing down to 50. One. And then let's see what we got. Very light here, by the way, extremely light. It's no resistance, but remember I said I wanted resistance. This isn't achieving my objectives, but I wonder if that's going to help it be smooth. So we'll have to think about that in conjunction with other ones. Like a mini game this that I really don't want to have to play. So that was steering stuff like mechanical trail and pneumatic scale are critical ones. So mechanical scale, 150. I'm going to put this down to 0 and see what happens. So much to hardly any people. I need to raise that. I need to raise that other one, self-alignment one, to 100 reads just to get some feel in there. Actually, so we'll keep it at 100 and we'll tweak that at the end. Pretty much nothing going over those curbs. So we've got pretty much nothing there. And that's not too bad because I don't want stuff going over curbs here. I'm not too bothered by that if that's going to be the suspension game. That's just like, I don't need that to be translated through the wheel. It's not going to spin me out. So pneumatic train scale, scaling it down with reduced interface. So we're going to scale it up to 200. So we had it at 50. Let's scale it up to 200 and see what happens. See, now we get that really, like, really unprogressive force feedback. Where now it's vibrating, then there's nothing. And then when I turn in, oh my goodness, it just snaps. Like, there's something really not good in the force feedback here, I have to say. See if we can get up the force feedback thing here. So you can see how wildly that torque is going. So I want that to be smoother. See how it dropped off there? And it will come back again. See how though that's exactly what I don't want in that pink line. That's exactly what I don't want. That's what I'm feeling. I want them to be smoother. Smoother, 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 smoother. So. Let's put this back here to... We had it at 50. Let's go here at 80 then. And let's see. Here we go. So you see there's a bit of a cliff edge there, which I don't want. Now this is a bit smoother so far. And remember, I can adjust the overall feel of this in other settings. Now, there we go. That's quite a bit smoother, isn't it? Ah, see, there's a bit of a cliff there, bit of a cliff. But that's all right. That's letting me know that I'm basically exceeding the grip available and I'm just starting to slide. But that's completely wrong. Like, there's no force feedback now when I should be getting a lot. It doesn't make any sense. Tell you what we'll do here. I just want to check this. We're gonna undo the inverting. So we're gonna undo the inverting here. Really weird. Yeah, that wants to pull me away, so it's not that. So we do need to invert it. The fact that we're inverting it anyway is a bit weird. Hopefully this video is helping you. Okay, but let's keep that there then, like that, on the pneumatic. And then I'm going to up the self-alignment to 150 now. So let's see how this is going to be. So you can see that when I'm going through a long turn like this, the force feedback lessens. When it's in the middle, there's no force feedback. There's no force feedback now. Very weird. Like, no force feedback even though I'm manipulating the car a lot. So there's something missing there. So maybe this is the mechanical. And I don't know if the mechanical is a spring there because maybe it's not to do with tyre grip. I don't know. I'm trying to... It's like I need a Rosetta Stone to, like, work this all out. So let's put that 80 as well and see what that does. And now we got that cliff edge. Oh, look at that really bad cliff edge there. On the pink line. Really bad. I mean that is basically unplayable. That is unplayable. I'm genuinely not exaggerating. So let's put that up there, 150, and see what that's going to be like. All the settings are all a mess. See, now that's saturated. That's why I'm not getting any vibration. It's saturated. So it can't give any more detail. That's why I'm like, oh, there's no more detail to give. So there, I wonder if we put down the self-alignment. We put that down to 70. Let's have a look. But we're changing so many variables now. Okay, that feels smoother so far, actually. Let's see what happens when we turn in. You can see there's not a lot of force feedback. But it's actually working. It's not just staying in the middle. So this... So if I can just get a little bit more force feedback... Which I could probably do in my Moser pit house settings to just amplify this a little bit. So you can see I'm not really having cliff edges. It's going either side when it should. Remember here there was no force feedback before. Now I have it and I can feel it, so this is great. So what I'm going to do now is firstly I'm just going to make sure that I get my fuel and tyre correct for the race because Forza's broken so you can't change this. Obviously we haven't set any laps. And then I'm going to go to off screen, I'm going to go to my Moser pit house software and I'm going to put the force feedback at 100%. So I'll just put that 100%. Which does worry me. So there's a bit of a jerk there, but that might make sense. So going over curbs is going to be quite bad, which is a risk at 100%. If something shocking happens, which happens on Forza a lot, it's just going to be... it's going to slow me down because it's just going to be too much that I can control. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the race with these settings. So let me get that off. So this is a real gamble here. We're actually going to do this race with settings that I've just done on the fly because I think this is so important and I would love to speak with the right team at Forza about this and just help them sort of just communicate what they're doing. Just come up with some presets that we can communicate and I can do a video and say, look, if you want really strong force feedback on the curbs, that kind of stuff, go for this preset. If you want kind of really gradual force feedback, then go for this one. If you want really... So that's what I want to do. So we started last here, but we've got the right tyre. Anyone here who hasn't changed their strategy on PC just won't be able to now because that's the way it works. In fact, what I'm going to do on Moser Pit House, I'm going to go to 75%. I'm going to go to 75% or 70%. I just feel like it's very risky going to 100%. Nice bit of wheel spin off the line. Going to go to bumper view. Remember, this is a front-wheel drive car. A lot of weight at the front as well, so you know, handling is going to be different as we do get a position. A little bit of strong force feedback there, which is a bit jarring, but I was applying a lot of lock, so makes sense. Don't know why I had an arrow there. I don't think there's anyone near me. We got the inside here. And this force feedback, I have to say, feels very, very, very drivable. So I really recommend that you go into that force feedback setting and look, are you having big cliffs? Are you saturating the force feedback? And now I can start to feel how much grip is available, and you can't do that if you're saturating it. You just can't. So it's really bad that they don't give you a warning and like, yo, your force feedback's being saturated, like Assetto Corsa does. Now we are in last place here. I don't know if this car is really bad, if I'm really bad, or everyone's on the soft tyres or something, I don't know. But I just want to mention that I am in last place, so it might be that I'm, you know, not driving that well and the force feedback might be contributing, but my hunch is that the force feedback is really helping here. Like even that there, you can see I was quite close to the outside, but I just have more confidence on the amount of grip available. Someone boxing? No. Good battle though, and it's good racing, and I can sort of drive a bit better side by side. Able to manage a little slide there. Carry a bit more momentum, which you can do when you've got good force feedback. Bro, I exist. So easy to get an off track there. Now I have no idea where my colleagues are on the inside. Could be a million miles away, or it could be 2 centimeters away. No idea. There he is. It's a good race. Good racing. Well, Forza didn't think so, but I thought so. To be fair, we are having some good battling here. This guy's got a 4.5 second penalty. Can't see anyone in the pits. But this video is really about force feedback, so I'll keep chatting to you about the force feedback. It's really good there. I could feel the... it's a little bit of a cliff there. But by and large, it's very smooth mid-corner, which is exactly what I wanted. And I'm not getting a load of interference on the curbs I don't need. I have to say, for this car, this force feedback, I'm very happy. But we'll have to see what happens as the tyre wear gets worse. Maybe I'll try and no-stop this race. Don't think that's necessarily either of our fault, which just doesn't give us a lot of information. But how I've got a penalty for that, I do not know. Absolutely mystical, that one. You can see as the tyre wear goes, you need to really be feeling out the grip available through the force feedback, and then adjusting your lines accordingly. So with 3 laps to go, I reckon we can no-stop this. So we'll try and do that, even though the fuel's a bit marginal. Wonder if we might be done on fuel here, because we might have been practicing after I put the fuel in, and it might do it like that, I don't know. But right now we're up to P14. If it says 2 laps over the line, then we'll be absolutely fine. If it goes down to 1 lap anytime soon, then I'll be worried. But right now that might be 2.5 laps remaining, if that makes sense. And it might be that this car's quite kind on tyres, and that's why it's not the best, fastest car. And it might also be that my force feedback now is really helping me, so we will see. No one else in the pits here. Am I imagining it, or are we maybe catching these cars ahead at a little bit of a rate now if they're struggling on the tyre wear? I mean, that's a telltale sign going out there. Yeah, this guy might be really struggling in the MG. Good racing, I guess. Now I'm not so sure. My faith was not very well placed then. We did get very big force feedback going over the curbs. Just going to dance past him now. Man, I feel like having a lot of fun here. And people are going to dive into the pits, all struggle with tyre wear. So this guy's gone in. We should have a lap to go. Last lap, P12. What can we do? I'm not having those issues where you really have to turn the steering wheel a lot. And that's on a front wheel drive car where we are really front limited on grip. And we started last, and it seemed pretty apparent that, oh, I'm going to get a pen there. We don't have the fastest car. So honestly, I'm pretty happy right now, and I've had some very unhappy racing in Forza recently, where just a combination of all the bugs and the ramming and the force feedback has left me like, why am I making Forza content if I'm not enjoying these races? But this feels great. Now what we're going to do when we go over the line is we're going to go into a different car somewhere, and we're going to get up the overlay. Oh, dear me. We're going to get up the overlay, and I'm going to let you know exactly how it feels. Now, we are 11 out of 16 here. I don't know if that's basically 11 out of 22 that started, in which case, you know, not necessarily too bad. What was the lap time like? Well, our lap time was a lot slower, but we know that we had we weren't up there on lap time at all. So, in fact, arguably, we've overperformed a little bit on that front. So wait for this to just see the last guys here to go over the line. 2 penalties for us. 104.5 here. Okay, fine. And yeah, no one ahead of us in the fastest Astra in the race. There we go. People saying the Audi's good. I used to like the Golf here. Okay, so we're going to leave that, and we're going to go into almost certainly something that'll be a faster car, or basically a more difficult to control car. So here we go. We've got, that sounds like death. Let's not do that. Forza GT at Silverstone. So let's have a look here. This is going to be a great comparison. So I'm going to go in the Ferrari, which has somehow lost my livery. There we go. Here we go. Let's put this on a qualifying front to give it the best possible chance. Something like that. Okay, so let's do it then. So here we go. You can see the spring scale has gone up quite a lot. It's now the R8 ahead of it, which is good. Don't get the gears here, by the way, because my Moser wheel doesn't pick up the gears. Normally it would show me on the little LCD screen I have, or OLED screen. So I'm looking for really sharp drops in force feedback and I'm looking for saturation. At the moment, I've got to be honest, I'm not seeing it. This is decent. This is very decent. That you would expect. That's where you would expect when you light up the tyres. You'd expect it to jump from one way to the other, but this is really good. I'm gonna go a little bit wide here. This is actually really, really, really good. So I can recommend, I believe, seal of approval. Where's my seal? Where's the channel seal to stamp this? So you can, that corner there, you really need to feel the grip. Oh, into cops we go. Little bit of a cliff there. Yeah, that's great. That's really nice. You can see the damper doing something there, which is interesting. So I wonder... I think... Oh my god, that was so heavy. Jeez. That was... That worries me. Like, if my hands were there or somewhere, that would break... I can break a you know, a wrist or really damage a finger. I'm not being like, you know, too precious about it. That's genuinely true. When it goes up that quickly... Try and follow this Porsche and I'll give you some more information. See, let's move side to side. We get the force feedback. My Porsche's gone. So it's the curbs that worry me a little bit. I see this sausage curb here on the inside. Ready? It's not that bad. That's what I'd expect. Sausage curb here. Yeah, what I'd expect. And also one on the inside here. Yeah, none of that is actually too bad. None of that's too bad. Right. Okay, that's been really good. So go back in the video and have a look at the settings that we did. Or ask me in the comments. There's some more steering wheel setting guides around the screen now so you can see. But I really hope that's helped. Make sure to check you subscribe, got notifications on if you want to see more content from me. And I will see you next time.